Hey everybody, Courtney here from the Office of Student Involvement. Throughout today, as part of BDC Live, we are featuring stories from different student leaders in different organizations across DePaul's community to tell us a little bit about their out of the classroom experience. So right now I'm joined by Jillian from HerCDM. Jillian, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Jillian, go right ahead. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Jillian, and I'm a senior majoring in graphic design. And I am the content creator for Catholic Campus Ministry. I'm a CDM student ambassador, and I'm also the president of the student organization HerCDM.
Oh, that's great. I don't think I knew that you were a senior.
Yeah, I still can't really believe that I'm a senior. It's gone by really fast.
How do you feel about graduating in a global pandemic?
It's a little weird, not what I expected. It'll definitely be memorable.
Yeah, for sure. Have you started your job search at all?
I have a little bit, really just looking at what design studios I'm interested in. Also looking at more internships to kind of start off with. Hopefully those will lead to a job, but yeah, definitely keeping my eye out.
Yeah. I mean, it just, I can't even imagine, like thinking about where we were, for the class of 2019 versus 2020 and now 2021. It's just amazing, like how much the world has changed. Yeah. And, I guess that kind of segues to what we're here to talk about. So we're talking about student orgs, obviously, right? And we're talking about your experience. So before we dive too far into that, how about you tell us a little bit about HerCDM?
Yeah, so HerCDM's mission is to network, empower, and build a community for women within all majors of CDM. So because there's an underrepresentation of women in the tech industry, our goal is to build a space where women can come together and support each other and also find success in the future. So our events consist of resume and interview workshops, panel discussions, guest speakers, as well as some social events like painting and game nights. And our events are a really good way to meet new people and professionals in the industry, as well as some HerCDM alumni. And we also post about internships and job opportunities on our social media.
Yeah. HerCDM, I am constantly amazed. It is just such, I think, a powerful and strong network, especially obviously for our female students in the College of Computing and Digital Media. I remember, what was it? I think 2 years ago, you and I started talking, and the first HerCDM event that I got to help with, I was astounded by how many women showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, you all really do. You have a spectacular community, and I think it's just such a great support structure for students here at DePaul.
It is, definitely. I know I've met some of my best friends through HerCDM, which was unexpected, but because it's a place where we all have a lot in common with similar majors. It's definitely a place to feel comfortable and find community.
Yeah. So let's talk about this pivot, right? Like, we know that you all were very involved in on-campus experiences, in February 2020 and before, but what's this pivot been like in turning to a virtual environment for HerCDM?
Yeah, I was a little nervous at first, just because I didn't know what to expect. But we are doing the best we can to adapt, and we're still doing a variety of events despite being online, and there are a lot of opportunities to still meet professionals and other students. For example, we have another event coming up on February 12th with a few DePaul alumni who will be speaking and giving advice about life after graduation. And I think that's pretty cool because our panelists are in all different places right now, and so we can still talk to them over Zoom. And I think they'll have a lot to say because they know what it's like going into the job search during a pandemic. So that'll be interesting. And we also just had a Bob Ross painting night where we painted along with a Bob Ross video, which was a lot of fun. So there's still plenty to do despite being all virtual.
Yeah, I love the creativity that's coming out of some of this. Yeah, I think we're definitely, a lot of our student organizations are definitely making lemonade out of lemons right now.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So You talked a little bit about some of the successes. I'm curious, especially when it comes to this networking. How has the pandemic kind of pivoted and allowed you to connect with perhaps industry leaders or people around the country? I think I've seen some of events that HerCDM has hosted with some national panelists as well.
Yeah, using platforms like StreamYard has been super cool, because like I was saying, there's a lot of times people can't really like fly in for an event like this. So just having that connection with people everywhere has been really nice. And then another part that I found cool is that a lot of professionals are like kind of showing us what it's like to be interviewing over Zoom or online. So we're getting like firsthand experience on how to transition into this new way of like going out into the world and finding a career.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think especially right now, this is an interesting situation. And what you said earlier about like in-person connections, I think is really interesting, especially when we talk about tech, because we know like this technology that all of our students and, you know, obviously HerCDM students are learning and using right now is how a lot of your job is going to potentially happen, you know, especially in the field of tech, more perhaps even so than some other fields. But it is interesting to hear, like, you know, even with that and the knowledge set, it is still really important to have these in-person relationships. And, you know, I applaud HerCDM for some of the work that you all have been doing to continue to build community.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. So Jillian, as we head towards the tail end of our time here, is there anything else that you'd like for today's viewers just to know in general or about how they can stay connected with HerCDM?
Yeah, so I would say feel free to stop by any of our events if you're looking for a nice community to be a part of, because even though our events are catered towards women in CDM, really anyone is welcome, because we all understand how difficult it is to feel connected. So there are a lot of fun things happening that we can still do online. So, and we're always really happy to see new members. So everyone is welcome.
That's great. Well, and I think especially, you know, if we have so for students, yes, absolutely. Come on in, join in. For any alumni viewers or DePaul community members, if you feel that you have a skill set that could help HerCDM as well, I'm sure you all would appreciate the outreach. I know HerCDM's on Instagram. I know you and I were talking. That's one of the main outlets. So you can follow HerCDM at HerCDM DePaul on Instagram or their Facebook page at facebook.com/HerCDM.
Yeah, we do post a lot. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jillian, thank you so much for being here. To our viewers, we hope you continue to tune in to BDC Live. We've got a number of these interviews scheduled for throughout the day, but we will see you soon, everybody. Bye-bye. Take care.